from PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tonight, the Pittsburgh Pirates host the San Francisco Giants in Game 2 of their 3-game series. It's Sky Blast 1. We're expecting a sellout crowd as the Buccos and Giants meet in the middle game of this series. The Giants winning last night after a nearly 3-hour rain delay. And the Pirates now trying to even the series. Greg Brown along with Bob Walk. Speaking of delays, we're getting used to it, Bob. It's getting ridiculous. Of the past week, going back to Atlanta, 9 hours plus in rain delays.
Yeah, the players have really had to do a whole lot of sitting around to this point. You can see right on the screen there the graphic, 9 hours and 2 minutes to be right exact. You know, they're used to this, whether they're coming up through the minor leagues or they've been in the big leagues 10 years. Rain is rain. You're going to get delayed. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the weather. Why complain? So you sit around, you play cards. I'm sure there's hardly any numbers left on any of those cards down there. And the old days over Three Rivers, we'd play little hoops in the clubhouse. But you find a way to kill the time. When they say get out there and play ball, you go do it.
That shot you just saw, don't be frightened. That was about 5 o'clock. It's looking good now. We might start actually on time, believe it or not, for Game 2 of this series. How about the job that Neil Walker has done? Pardon the pun, Bob, but he looks right at home in that number 2 spot of the batting order and playing second base.
Oh, he certainly does look right at home. And, you know, for me, Greg, I knew that the offense, or at least I hoped it was going to be good because of the numbers at AAA, but I had no idea he was going to play second base as well as he has. He's looking like a gold glover out there, even though it's just been 1 week, but still tearing it up with the glove.
The PNC achievement is Neil Walker for the Achiever in us all. You look at what he's done since his recall, hitting .333. Well, this guy has been around big leagues certainly more than a year. A long-time veteran, Pat Burrell, and he is in the lineup tonight for the San Francisco Giants. Released by Tampa Bay the end of May, signed a minor league free agent deal. And Burrell, he probably feels right at home in the National League.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. He was right in the middle of that Philadelphia Philly lineup and was really a big part of their offense, a major part of their offense. So, does he have anything left? Well, we'll see. The Giants definitely hope so. He could be a big lift second half of the season for him.
Pirates will need a lift once again from their starter, Paul Mahalam. The left-hander has good career numbers against the Giants.
I'm expecting a good one tonight. He's been on a roll, coming off a couple good starts.
Right-hander Todd Wellemeyer starts for the San Francisco Giants tonight.
Wellemeyer, I think, is going to have to watch out for Doman. Doman hits him very well. Doman's hitting third tonight. Wellemeyer's probably going to have to pitch around him a little bit.
And the Giants starter you see on the road this year away from AT&T Park, 0-3, a .935 earned run average. It is Paul Mahalam on the hill. The left-hander goes for the Buccos in Game 2 of this 3-game series. We're going to have the lineups and the first pitch for Game 2 coming up next at PNC Park.
The Achiever in us all. By Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. And by your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward.
And we welcome you back. Boy, again, a Big time tip of the cap to this grounds crew here under the direction of Manny Lopez. These guys have worked feverishly this past week, including trying to get rid of that standing water, Bob.
Well, you know,
there's
been flash flood warnings everywhere. Well, about 5 o'clock, flash flood came through left field, and they're cleaning up after the water has been gone. Seriously, though, what a mess that was just an hour ago. They did do a great job of pumping that water off the warning track and then shoveling the mud away.
Check out the Giants lineup. It's brought to you by Toyota moving forward. Andres Torres, the switch-hitting center fielder, leads off. Then former Pirate Freddie Sanchez, followed by Juan Uribe, Benji Molina, and Aubrey Huff. Pat Burrell, 308 career hitter against Paul Mahalam. Buster Posey, the rookie, is at first base. Pablo Sandoval is at third. That's Kung Fu Panda, for those of you who don't know. Todd Wellemeyer is on the mound.
What do they call him? Kung Fu Panda?
That's what I've heard. Kung Fu Panda, yeah. I asked Steve last, that's what he said. There's Mahalam numbers now.
Paul's numbers been getting better and better. He's got that ERA now down into the 3s. Hopefully he'll keep it there the rest of the season. And as we said in the open, coming off a couple of good starts, expect another one tonight.
Check out his defense behind him. The outfield left to right, it's Millage, McCutchen, and Delwyn Young getting the start in right field. Brian Church not feeling well, so he is not available tonight. Eddie LaRoche, Ronnie Cedeno on the left side. Neil Walker, Garrett Jones on the right side, and Domet behind the plate. Delwyn Young trying to find him some playing time. This is his 4th start in right field. He's also started 3 games at second, 7 starts at third base. Paul Mahalam facing Andres Torres, who last night was 0 for 4 against Zach Duke, and he also hopped out against Evan Meek. Strike one, we're underway. Torres hitting .278, and he hits a fly ball to center. McCutchen just a couple of steps back, and he out. Good start to this one. That was the case last night when Torres struck out to begin the ball game. Then Freddie Sanchez singled. Sanchez would collect 3 hits his return to Pittsburgh, and looks like last night. Of course, a bigger crowd tonight after the 3-hour rain delay. A lot of folks left, and Sanchez got a polite applause last night and a good applause tonight as well. Sorry, Bob, you were saying?
I was going to say, talking about starts, we had a great start, 4-0 start. And Duke was just cruising, I would say, for about his first 50 pitches of the game, and then something happened. It went south in a hurry.
One hop, nice pick there on the side by Cedeno to retire Sanchez.
A little assist to Manny Lopez and the crew.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy play if the infield's a little iffy. It looks like it might be a little iffy. There's a spot down there that's darker than the rest. Cedeno got a nice clean hop. 2 outs.
Another look. Garrett Jones goes up to get it. Jones playing first base tonight. Cedeno retires Sanchez. Now Juan Uribe. He was hitting cleanup last night. Sandoval batting third. Uribe 2 for 4. Homered over the center field fence in the 6th inning last night to tie the game. 2 batters later, Aubrey Huff went deep to give the Giants a 6-4 lead. And that would be the final score. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 8 home runs on the season for Uribe and 31 RBIs. It's good production for a shortstop, that's for sure.
And not a big home run hitting team. I'm kind of surprised they got 3 last night.
They, like the Pirates, do not hit the ball out of the yard with much frequency. Another look at last night's home run off Zach Duke to dead central.
And the thing that the Giants do very well is pitch. That is where they have put their resources.
3-1, and it is why the Giants are just 2.5 back of the Padres in 3rd place in the West. We talked about it last night. Bruce Bochy's club, much like the Padres, Dodgers, and Rockies, this is a division filled with good pitching. Popped up right field, Delwyn Young, and a 1-2-3 top of the 1st inning for Mahalam. Todd Wellemeyer takes the hill against the Bucks. Gilman, career against Wellemeyer, .467 hitter. Garrett Jones hits cleanup. Then Delwyn Young and Andy LaRoche, Lastings, Millage, Ronnie Cedeno, Paul Mahalam round out the starting 9.
And Wellemeyer's numbers for the season. Opponent batting average just .223. That is an outstanding number. The problem is the walks are a little high, and that makes the ERA get up there a little bit. 31 walks in just 53 innings. Too many.
First pitch swinging, and down the line and left she goes. And there goes McCutchen with a leadoff double. This big crowd likes that start to the bottom of the first.
Nothing better than that to lead off an inning. You get something going. Get a guy with some speed to put one in the corner.
McCutchen, a dozen doubles on the year.
Got a fastball that was on the inside half of the plate, belt high, just looking for it.
Andrew McCutchen aboard. McCutchen was out at Pine Township branch of PNC Bank signing autographs today. Now Neil Walker will try and at least move him to third. And a strike. On the switch hitting Pittsburgh native Neil Walker. 9 games in the big leagues this season, a .333 average.
Dolman on deck with those good numbers that we mentioned. And, very good here to have Neil move Andrew to third base. Get out and hook something to that right side.
Pops it up to shallow left. A long run for Burrow, who doesn't play very well anyway. And McCutchen will coast into third. It'll be a bloop pop-up hit for Neil Walker, and it's first and third.
And not what Walker was really trying to do, but you'll take it. And Burrow is not the best defensive outfielder for sure. I mean, he's always been an offensive player. The Batman. Pat the Bat. And he's got a big left field to try and control here at PNC Park. So he was very deep, no chance to make that play.
Walker gets the hit. McCutchen was more than halfway down the line. The ball dropped. So he's into third. And now the batter, Dolman. Giants infield will look for a double play ball. Second time this season that John Russell has Ryan Dolman in the 3 spot of the batting order. And as Bob said, Dolman good numbers in his career against Wellemeyer. 7 for 15. Ball 1. Over 3 last night. He's hitting .295 from this side of the plate. .222 as a right-hand hitter. This is the 5th game of the season series with the Giants. Doman is 1 for 14 against San Francisco pitching. And he lines this ball to center. McCutchen will tag. And he will score as the throw comes to second. Sac fly for Doman. 1-0 Pittsburgh.
Very good.
20th ribby on the year for Doman.
Yeah, you know, still a chance to do something. That's just 1 out. We still have Walker over at first base. Maybe put a crooked one up here in the first.
And Safe Auto Insurance reminds you that you are safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure. And now Garrett Jones. Got the Bobby Crosby stash going. Talked about that last night, the mustaches.
This is a little more straight down. Crosby's got a little bit more of a Goose Gossage look to his, where it's kind of sweeping back and widens as it gets down by the jawline.
2-0, and the Pirates also have decided to go with the long pant legs this time. There's Bobby Crosby, the thicker stash. But
I was really getting used to his other ones. I love that look.
With the
high
pant legs up.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
Crosby says it's the first time since high school he hasn't worn his uniform like that, with a lot of the stockings showing and the pant legs up high toward the knee. 3-0.
See the stash coming in.
Best mustaches in the major leagues. The old Oakland days of the 70s. Whatever it takes to try and not only win a game, but maybe get on a streak.
Well, for me, it's the players having fun. And that's not going to help them win a single game, but it's going to help them have fun. And that's part of being in the major leagues. It should be fun for these guys.
A 3-1 count. Wellemeyer has given up 10 home runs on the year. And it's popped up and headed toward the seats. Third baseman Sandoval, maybe with room. And, oh, what an effort.
He hit awfully hard on that railing, didn't he?
How about the Panda? Leaping over and then checking with the fan to see if he's okay.
On the replay, watch how hard he hits the railing. Or maybe it was the fan he hit. No, he landed hard on the railing.
Man, he smacked that guy pretty good with the glass.
Yeah.
Knocked his glasses off.
He bounces off that railing, but you know the railing is.
Jeez.
Oh man.
I think the fan got worse than
he did get it hard.
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. Oh. That's why I asked him if he was okay.
Yeah. Woo. He smoked.
I wasn't even watching that. I was watching Sandoval the way he bounced off the top rail. Didn't notice that he was doing some damage with the glove. Gave him a kung fu chop.
Yeah. Line to right field, right at the right fielder Huff.
We need a little elevation on that one. Take a look and see, just right down the middle, maybe just a tad on the inside half of the plate.
Wellemeyer giving up a double to McCutchen, the pop single by Walker, then the sacrifice fly, and now Jones lines out, and here is Delwyn Young. Strike one on DY, batting .231 from this side of the plate, just 10 at bats as a right-hand hitter.
Another reason DY might be in there tonight. I understand Churchill wasn't feeling well.
Stomach bug. He's not available tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I didn't know that. He wasn't feeling well. I didn't know he wasn't available. Must be a big bug.
Wellemeyer, the big sigh. This is his 11th appearance of the year. Comes in with an ERA just over 5. And it's taken for a ball. 2-1. Have to be patient against him, as Bob mentioned. 31 walks in just under 54 innings on the year, issued by this veteran right-hander Todd Wellemeyer, the 31-year-old native of Louisville, Kentucky. A reliever his first 5 seasons in the big leagues with the Cubs, Marlins, and Royals. And then the Cardinals converted him to the starting role 3 years ago. And it's 2-2. Wellemeyer signed to a minor league deal. Invitation to spring training in February. Andy LaRoche, the on-deck batter. And it stays 2-2.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but Molina was given a little sign with his glove out to his side there. He was kind of like moving it, bouncing his glove almost along in the air. That was a sign to his middle infielders. Wanted to make sure they kept an eye on Walker. That's look for the delayed steal. That's what he was doing. In case anybody wanted to know who he was waving at.
I was curious. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Delwyn Young. The Pirates get 1. After 1 inning at PNC Park, middle game of the series. Paul Mahalam and the Bucks lead 1-0. They'll be contacted on Monday regarding the arrangements for your tickets. Anybody that bought a Leaf last night eligible to win those Lexus Club seats, and well, you'll love it too. Those are the best seats in the house. Restaurant right behind those seats. So congratulations to Joe and Don. And boy, a bunch of people got online, made phone calls, wanted to be a part. And you can still, of course, purchase a Leaf. Ball's popped up to right field. Angie Molina is retired. You can do that by calling 1-877-MAZ-1960. You're going to want to do that, though. Get your orders in by August the 1st so that these leaves will be installed by the September 5th dedication. So get it done by August the 1st. You want to do that now, you can do it. 1-877-MAZ-1960. You can go online as well. And that's what we want that wall to look like. Old Forbes Field. #1877-MAZ 1960. You can also go to pirates.com/MAZ statue. Some really neat stories last night about what some fans are going to put on those leaves, personalize them. A lot of tributes to the fathers and grandfathers, loved ones who love Pirates baseball, love MAZ, taught their sons and daughters to do the same. Aubrey Huff will bounce this ball to Neil Walker. He gobbles it up and throws on to first for out number 2. One leaf buyer tried out with the Pirates and had to run against Mazeroski in that tryout. How about that? So that gentleman will personalize his Mazeroski leaf. Another leaf buyer, a former secretary for the Pirates scouting department back in 1960, K. Corb Brennan. Pat Burrell at the plate fouls this ball off. And I might just say, from a personal note, I know my cousin Tom, and Bob, you and the other guys have met Tom. He's got the Pirate logo on his forearm. He dedicated his leaf to his sister, Susan, who passed away. This ball is shot past third. Pat Burrell, in his first game back in the National League, has a 2-out double.
He still looks like he can play just fine,
yeah,
as far as looking at his body. He
just, maybe the American League just doesn't suit him, you know?
He's in great shape, it looks like. Of course, he's not as young as he used to be, but still is able to hustle on a 2-out double. It could be a shrewd move by the Giants.
Yeah. Burrell, even though he's not a good fielder, I mean, that's, we talked about that. It's no shock, but he still didn't want to be just a DH in Tampa. Maybe just the change of location back to the National League will do the trick for him.
Well, once you get to his age and you go to the American League, you got to know going in they're going to turn you into a DH. Especially with a team like Tampa that has all the very young talent.
Buster Posey, out of 0-2 now on the rookie first baseman, playing in his 7th game.
Posey, an error in last night's game had a huge effect on the ball game. Pirates scoring 4 runs after that error was made. But Giants were able to fight back out of that 4-0 hole.
1-0 Pirates here. 1-2 on Buster Posey. Burrell at second and 2 outs. And on deck, Pablo Sandoval. Got off, just got a piece, and that got a piece of Doman. I just want to finish up because my cousin who passed away 8 years ago, Susan, Tom's sister, I mentioned Tom Brown, she was a Bill Mazeroski fanatic, grew up in Uniontown, and she had a scrapbook for years of the 60 season, the 61, every possible clipping she put together, and it kind of got lost when they moved out of town, and Tom found the scrapbook, and 2 months before she passed away, he brought it to her bedside, and they looked through the scrapbook, all MAZ stuff, and he said it just filled her with such joy. So his leaf will say, of course, in memory of Susan J. Brown. I mean, I know there are stories all over the place how important Bill Mazeroski and his Pirates team is to so many people. That's going to be neat to be.
It's going to be an impressive sight to see all those leaves in that statue.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
It's kind of fun to go read those, some of the things that are written on the bricks outside by the Stargell statue. It'll be really neat to read those leaves, what everybody writes on those, or what they decide to have printed on them. Line to left and caught by Lastings Millage. So Pat Burrell doubles. He's left stranded. Posey lines out to left. We head to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Pittsburgh. against Todd Wellemeyer. Breaking ball stays up. LaRoche hitting .257. Couple of hits last night. And a bouncer to third. Sandoval. One out. Skyblast 1 tonight. Collective Soul will be performing live, and there's their lead vocalist, Ed Roland, throwing out the first pitch. They return. They were here a couple of years ago, and a fan favorite. They put on a great show. Collective Soul will be performing, and of course, Zambelli Fireworks as well. Skyblast 1 tonight. Ball hammered into the gap in left center field by Milich. Now he's got two. Now's the time to go for three lastings. Well, he'll put on the brakes if he had a chance with one away.
I was hoping that ball would get hung up in the swamp.
Yep.
Got out there where all the mud is. Well, he hammered this one hard, and it's in the gap. And he's going hard right from the box. He was thinking three all the way. You run hard until they stop you. And defensively, they did everything right. They got out there in the mud hole, picked the ball up quickly, get the ball to the cutoff man. And Greg, you're right. One out. That's when you want to gamble for a triple. That's when you might want to push the envelope a little bit and get the third. Not with nobody out and not with two outs. With one out, that's when you roll the dice occasionally.
You know all about the incident that happened the other day. Milich was certainly told about it. He knows it was his mistake. Aggressive, but it was a mistake. Jeff Karsten's a pitcher on at first base and two outs, trying to stretch a sure RBI double into a triple, and Karsten's didn't make it home before Milich was tagged out at third. Cedeno at the plate with an 0-1 count. Almost nicked on the jersey. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Watch the jersey, Greg. Yeah, can't wait. Hard to tell, but I thought that in that other view, maybe he did get a little fluttered. Doesn't matter. He wants to hit. He wants the RBI.
Yep.
Man, if he gets hit here, then Mahomes going to bunt. Got 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Let's go ahead and knock him in.
Former teammates with the Cubs a handful of years ago. Pops this ball up to Cedeno. Posey not able to get there.
Fastball kind of bore in on his hands. A run on it.
A double for Milich. He has 11 on the year. Wellemeyer has allowed 3 hits. The righty's hitting only 182 against him this season.
That opposition batting average is surprisingly low for somebody that has a 5 ERA, but the walks, it all comes down to how many base runners you're dealing with. And a lot of times, if you're not giving up hits, you're walking them. If you see a lot of hits, more often than not, it's somebody throwing a ton of strikes.
And he's able to strike out Cedeno so he can get out of the inning here.
Yeah, this is not a ball in the strike zone for sure. Cedeno chasing way upstairs. Where Ronnie was looking there that whole time. You see that? Through the whole swing, everything looked like he was looking, even afterwards, over at the dugout of the Giants. I wonder if somebody was yelling something he wasn't liking. Notice that even after when he was trying to snatch the bat out of the air, he wasn't looking at the bat. He was looking straight over that Giant dugout. Or maybe he was just staring off in space, upset with himself for striking out. That's another possibility.
Broken bat. Roller to short. And on to first. Uribe to Posey. The double doesn't hurt Wellemeyer. The Pirates still lead 1-0. Behind the plate, Home Depot brings you doing more on defense. We've talked about this now for, since the start of the homestand, that Domet continues to take ground balls at first base early in the afternoon, anticipating a start there probably pretty soon. Keep his bat in the lineup. Pirates say they want to do that when he has the catching days off. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. They're working with Carlos Garcia. And Domet, we've talked to him about it this past week. He is all for it. He says he considers it a compliment. They want to keep that bat in the lineup. There's the Majestic.
Plenty of water under the keel all this rain.
Strike one on Pablo Sandoval. At some point, maybe tonight or as we get to it, we've been talking about first base. Jeff Clement learning that position and doing pretty good work over there. There's first base Garrett Jones, who has started most of the time in right field this year. But at some point, I want to talk to you about one of the best defensive first basemen you have seen and played with over the years, Bob, and that is Pittsburgher Sid Bream, former Pirate.
Yes, he was. I got to think the best defensive first baseman that I played with before he hurt his knee. I don't think that there was any question that he was outstanding over there. After he hurt his knee, had to wear the brace. Maybe took a little of his quickness away from him, but he was very, very good, real aggressive.
I like the stories you tell about bunt plays or whatever. He would come in and on his way back he'd say something to you about when
it was
going to deke a guy.
There was always a lot of talk, communication going between him and the pitcher, at least when I was out there, about holding the runner on at first base and allowing him time to cheat, to leave early. And he would break early a couple of times on a bunt, and then he would go back and he'd say, okay, this time, give me 1,000, 1,002, and then come over. And then he would take a couple quick steps in toward the plate, throw on the brakes and go back, and now I'm coming over. Just little things like that. He was always thinking constantly.
Way closer than they had hoped.
There?
Wellemeyer strikes out and makes it too close for comfort.
You gotta get your foot on that bag there.
Strikeout goes 2-3. Take a look. Mahalam strikes out his mound opponent, but they get him by a little less than a step.
A lot of times the first baseman will try and stay wide, like on this play right here, stay wide. This time the foot is on the base.
And 1, 2, 3 go the Giants. Garrett Jones involved in each of those plays. 1-0 Pirates. So he could enjoy a night in Club Cambria, which offers the most unique upscale members-only lounge on the Pirates suite level here at PNC Park. Third baseline, first-class amenities, full-service bar, 9 flat-screen TVs, gourmet chef's tables. For more info on Club Cambria, call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. All-inclusive pricing. Your seat located right within that exclusive Club Cambria on the suite level. Full service bar, concierge staff. So Blass hanging out with the celebrities there, Bob.
Well, good work if you can do it, or if you can get it.
Yeah.
Easy job tonight.
McCutchen doubled to lead off the bottom of the first inning and scored the game's only run to this point.
Kind of thought maybe this might be a good inning to get something more, get the top of the lineup up, and Walmart has to be kind of winded a little bit after making that last out, running down the first base like that. Or at least he probably feels like he made the last out because
Torres didn't waste any time.
Because before
right?
he could sit down,
yeah.
Torres was out.
Yeah. Don't give your pitcher a chance to get back to the dugout. Get a breather.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about the 2-out punt attempt.
That ball's lined to right center field, and that carries over the head of Torres. He didn't realize how hard McCutchen had hit the ball, and McCutchen puts on the brakes. His second double.
He took a bad route. Didn't have the speed to make up for his mistake. There it is again, right down the middle, belt high, and just a shot to center field. Torres running laterally and should have had his back to the infield initially. Still might not have caught it though. Wanted 3. See the look on his face.
Yeah.
Maybe that ball got turned around and was heading back in already.
Now Walker advanced McCutchen by popping up to shallow left field, dropped in for a hit. As Bob said, that's not what Walker was trying to do, but ended up getting the job done with a base hit. He's off to a fine start. In .351, and this is his 10th game this season. He had a brief call up last year, didn't get much playing time in September. Two balls, no strikes. McCutchen, the leadoff second. He has 13 stolen bases, 17 attempts. It looked like Uribe was really all that much concern. He pounded his glove a little bit, but didn't move much.
With nobody out, they won't pay too much attention to him. That'll get him over, I think.
That'll get him in. That ball shot into the gap in right center field for Walker, and it stays in play, and it's bobbled by the center fielder, Torres. So Walker books for third, and he does the head-first dive, and the Pirates lead 2-0.
Didn't need to. Made it without a play. That's the decision you have to make with nobody out. Are you going to make it easy? If you're going to make it easy, go for it. And I think that he knew he had it with no problem at all. And once he sees the ball bobbled around out there, he's got it no problem. McCutchen, he's just going to get in there on cruise control.
Watch Neil Walker. The ball is jumping off his bat.
But now, as he's going into second base, he's thinking, can I make it without a play? Can I make it without a play? Yeah. But, you know, there's a big crowd at hometown. I'm going to slide in.
Well, swing and a miss, and Walker thought about it, but held up as the ball just rolls past the cutout portion.
Again, you got to weigh risk, reward on all these kind of plays. And there is nobody out. You're at third base. You've got a good chance of scoring this inning. Don't take a chance to score on that ball that just rolls barely into the Pirate P.
Oh, 0-1 on Doman. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pirates lead 2-0. I don't know what they called that. I guess they called it a straight triple for Walker, huh?
Yeah. A 3-bagger.
So he's gotten just about all of his firsts out of the way. That's his first big league triple. I don't think he would have gone to third had Torres not dropped the ball.
Well, he dropped it twice. And I think you're right about the first time, but I think the second one, Walker had already made up his mind.
Swing and a miss.
You know what I mean? No, you don't. You don't agree if you don't.
Well, I'm not agreeing.
If you're not feeling it,
anything.
if you're not feeling it, just say no, Bob. You're wrong.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm trying to decipher the information.
I like the call.
Well, of course I like the call.
Because
I'm wondering why they made the call.
Well, the first bobble was kind of a tough play.
Oh.
That's what I'm looking at.
I see.
The second bobble was inconsequential.
Okay. This ball driven deep to right field, and Ryan Doman leaves the yard. 2-run homer for Dewey. Bucks open up a 4-0 lead.
That's why you don't take any chances at third base.
Doman, home run number 6. He has 3 RBIs tonight. And the Pirates lead 4-0. Well, you said, Bob, at the top of the telecast, look out for Doman. Look out indeed.
He has responded to that number 3 spot. You know, most of the time, Greg, you put your best hitter number 3. And tonight, Doman, with his numbers, should be the best. You know, you look at the matchups, he's the best hitter. 3 RBIs. And we're in the third.
And another hit.
He's on pace for 9 RBIs tonight. I guess if we win the game, 8 RBIs. Because we won't hit tonight.
A look from the splash cam. The line drive homer over the Clemente wall.
Maybe splashed in somebody's Pepsi.
And the Pirates have hit for the cycle here. Last 4 batters. Double, triple, homer, single.
Yes, indeed.
No one out. And bullpen action for the Giants. Wellemeyer really struggling. Former Pirate Denny Bautista. Even on Delwyn Young. First inning, Wellemeyer really escaped. Domet hit the line drive sacrifice fly to center to bring home McCutchen. And then Garrett Jones lined out to right field before Delwyn Young struck out. So Walker was left stranded at first. A one-out double for Millage in the second. Cedeno and Mahalam could not bring him home. And here in the third, McCutchen leading off with a double. Neil Walker triples. Domet homers. Now Garrett Jones at first with no one out.
The innings are a little wear on the pitcher. They get real long and the pitches start adding up.
Popped up, Sandoval over, and not able to make the play, and bangs up against the rolled up tarp. He doesn't hold back.
Nope. He's not shying away from contact over there. Knows he's got that warning track under his feet, so that means the tarp's coming up soon. It's a lot of body to get low down in a hurry. Oh, look at that.
Wow, you talk about well placed. Past the Panda. First and second. Still nobody out.
You know, that's not fair. He beats up the Panda with the ball over by the tarp. Gets the Panda a little sore. And then just rolls one by him inside the bag. Look at the swing. It's like he was just trying to poke it down that line. I don't think that was actually what was happening there, but it sure looked like I'm just going to hit this one just inside the bag.
Well, you know, all this hitting, you know it can do. It can.
A long inning makes me hungry.
Well, yeah. Let's check inside Club Cambria. Aha.
I'll tell you.
There's Blas.
Thanks for all you.
Again, Club Cambria. Call 1-800-5-BUCKS. Or go to pirates.com/premium. Members only lounge on the suite level. And as you can see, take it from Mr. Blas. Good eating.
It's looking better and better.
Look at him. I'll tell you. The host.
How did he get that job tonight?
You know who?
He's watching the game.
Now you know who wants the job.
In the suite.
Now you know who wants that job, don't you?
Yeah, he's next door. He saw all the food.
He'll be there next time. Bet on it. Strike called on Andy LaRoche. They certainly couldn't have a both in Club Cambria because there'd be quite a battle in that food line.
Yep.
John Wayner
right there.
Working radio tonight.
You know that he knows what we're saying.
Oh, yeah.
He's taking Steve's place, so Steve can go eat in the suite tonight. Good food all over this ballpark.
Still nobody out. Dave Rigetti went out to talk to Wellemeyer, and He is on the ropes. One more hit, probably the knockout punch. See if LaRoche can deliver it. Get to that bullpen early. Of course, the Pirates will face ace Tim Lincecum tomorrow against Ross Ohlendorf. Still 1-2 on LaRoche.
You know, in modern baseball, they really keep track of your pitch count, that total pitches per game. But I've often wondered what is really more important, your total pitch count, or if you have one inning during the course of a game where the pitch count spikes way up.
A stressful type pitch
Yeah,
count. Wow.
Exactly.
This is just what a guy like Wellemeyer needs. LaRoche hits into a 4-6-3 double play.
That was exactly what he needed. Badly.
Jones goes to third.
There it is. You know, 25 really is not all that crazy, though. I thought maybe this inning would be a little worse than that. But what I'm talking about, getting up there, say 35, 40 pitches in one inning, that I think is probably a much more dangerous thing than somebody, say, throwing 120 pitches over 8 innings. They could spread them out a little bit. You know, you're going and sitting down, resting a little. What happens, I think, Greg, or what could happen, is when you get one of those long innings, you're also your legs and stuff starting to get fatigued a little bit. And now, are you making up for something that your legs aren't doing with your arm when you're making your 36, 37, 38th pitch in one inning? Whereas if you're out there throwing 15, 16, 17 pitches an inning, you know, now you're going to have a drink of water, sitting down, resting, going back out. You're never really getting to that fatigue. Your lower body's not getting fatigued. So even though your total gets up there, it's a lot different than if you have that one inning where you're out there for 20 minutes.
He's working tonight. I mean, you don't even have to look at the pitch count to see, no doubt. And you mentioned, Bob, the fact that he went right back out there after hitting that ground ball. You have to wonder if that didn't play a role in this inning.
Well, that's what when I went next door to get my coffee in between innings, Rock pointed that out to me. We were talking. I thought we were talking about the bunt, and he was like, "No, it was the first pitch.
Yeah,
pitcher just had to hustle down the line." And I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't even think of that." And so Wellemeyer had to go right back out there. He never got a chance to sit down and rest.
Ball 4.
And he did have to sprint down. He almost beat out that.
Yep. And the very next pitch is center fielder didn't give him a chance to get back to the dugout.
He probably wasn't even on the bottom step before it was 3 outs. Now, did that have any kind of an effect this inning? Who knows? Maybe. Not surprised by the way that he walked Milledge there after what Milledge did to him that first at bat. He stroked that one hard into the 410 swamp.
Ronnie Cedeno 0 for his last 15 at bats, including that second inning strikeout. He is 2 for 16 against the Giants this season. Cedeno's the 8th man to hit in the inning. Double, triple, homer, single. First 4 batters, McCutchen, Walker, Domet, Jones. Elwin Young singled. He raced on the LaRoche double play. Jones at third with Milledge at first.
I thought Milledge might be running. Fake to third.
Poked into the seats, right side. Second deck. 0-2 on Ronnie Cedeno.
With 2 strikes now, he might take off. Might try to steal a run. Up by 4, you can kind of live a little dangerously. Be a pirate, you know? Life on the high seas. the Giants, I might just go ahead and let him go. Just concentrate on Cedeno. If they try to stop Millage, somebody's got to cover the back. That's going to open up a big hole if Cedeno rolls a little ground ball through there. So see what they choose to do. Millage doesn't go.
A ball and 2 strikes on Cedeno. Paul Mahalem, the on-deck batter. Wellemeyer trying to work through it and get out of this 3rd inning.
Pitch number 34. We're starting to get up there a little bit now. Slider. Molina, he's eyeballing Millage down at first.
Popped out of play. I mentioned Wellemeyer signed as a minor league free agent. Last year went 7-10 with a 5.89 ERA. His 2nd full season with the Cardinals. Former 4th round pick of the Cubs 10 years ago. And concerned about Millage. With a 1-2 count on Cedeno and 2 outs.
Well, got a pretty good lead. And it looked to me like he had opened up his right hip a little bit that time when he got out there to his lead. You don't open that front leg up again. See, the front leg is a little further toward the outfield.
Another foul ball.
You open up like that a little bit, makes your getaway a little quicker. It's like it's kind of the baseball equivalent of leaving the engine running. Get your attention to see somebody open up like that over there at their lead. You're thinking, oh, is he wanting to run?
The engine's running.
Yeah. It's just like somebody parked in front of the bank with the engine going. Oh. We got a break on that one, perhaps. It was close. I don't think Cedeno would have argued a whole lot about this. Watch the location.
Very close for sure. Jim Reynolds, the home plate umpire. Wellemeyer, talking about the engine running, have to wonder how much he's got in his tank here. 3-2.
My guess, Millage will probably run on this pitch.
It's Jim Reynolds, I think so. Bill Welke at first, Mike DeMuro at second, and Tim Welke, Bill's brother, at third. I think you're spot on, Bob.
I think he's going to go.
Yep.
Well, especially now. Look, they're not even going to hold him on. I bet he runs. There he goes.
Ball 4, and Molina has to lunge for it. Now they're loaded for Mahalem. Obviously facing a pitcher who is struggling mightily. Bruce Bochy's going to stick with Wellemeyer, and it's down to this. Wellemeyer has to get Mahalem or he's done. He knows it. Bochy knows it. And Mahalem certainly knows it. Mahalem 0 for 23 this season. He is 0 for his last 33 at-bats. His last hit was August 19th last year against Milwaukee. He doubled against the Brewers.
Look at Wellmeyer's body language right now. He looks like he's gassed. Not a whole lot left. He's really walking around slow. And let's see if he has anything in that tank. He needs to use it now if he does.
Another broken bat toward Wellemeyer, scooped at second by Sanchez for the tag out at second base. Well, the Pirates send 9 men to the plate, a double, a triple, and a home run. The first 3 batters in the inning, the Domit Dinger. The Buccos lead 4-0. as well.
Yeah, he was replaying probably some of his pitches. But they're done.
Domit's home run, number 6 on the season, giving the Pirates this 4-0 lead. Of course, Neil Walker, triple. He already has 6 RBIs in this his 10th game. And now Freddie Sanchez, the former Pirates second baseman, playing in his 16th game, starting the year on the disabled list. Strike one. He was scheduled to be out the Miracle League field in Cranberry. He and the Pirates and Pirates Charities, big part of opening up that Miracle League field at the Dick's Sporting Goods Sports Complex in Cranberry. Field named after him and his wife, Elisa. One ball, 2 strikes on Freddie Sanchez with Uribe to follow, and then Molina. Boy, the work of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Pirates Charities, work they do in the community. And it stays 1 ball and 2 strikes on Freddie Sanchez. This goes on and on. Paul Mahalam, a big part of that. He and his wife Jessica hosted the strikeout cancer event on Thursday night, the off night, at the Gilda's Club of Western Pennsylvania in the Strip District, which really helps men, women, children living with cancer, along with their families and friends, to join together, build a social, emotional network. Paul's mother passed away 5 years ago with cancer. Really a remarkable story when Mahalam made his major league debut. This ball lined into right field and a base hit. And Paul Mahalam gives up the leadoff hit to Freddie Sanchez, but the Gilda's Club, named after the late Gilda Radner, comedian, and Paul Mahalam spoke to the group, and Gilda's executive director Carol Lennon couldn't have been happier with the great attendance and the money raised the other night. Frank and Debbie Coonley, John Russell, his wife Jamie, Don Long was there, Ray Searage, great representation, Brian Burris, Gary Varsho, DJ Carrasco and his wife, Bobby Crosby and his wife, Zach and Kristen Duke, Joel Hanrahan, Garrett Jones, Jeff Karstens, Javier and Renee Lopez, Evan Meek, Jack Tashner, Steve Blass, John Wayner, Herbie Andrade, Brad Henderson. Doing good work. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Uribe. Flied to right field in the first. Said this his first at bat, 8 home runs and 31 RBIs.
Really think of him as a 3-4 hitter. That's where he's hit the last 2 nights. Clean up last night. 3rd tonight. But that's the thing about the Giants. They aren't built around an offense. You're not going to see a lot of gaudy numbers unless it comes from their pitching staff.
With these numbers Uribe's putting up, they're going to have to find a place for him even when Edgar Renteria returns. Bounce to third. LaRoche, quick throw to second base and on to first. And how about Neil Walker? Turn in the double play. Nice pick by LaRoche.
Well, really a fine play. Watch LaRoche go to his backhand. It didn't look like a double play off the bat. Really kind of a low throw.
Yeah.
Walker, this was a tough play for Walker. Kind of wanted to watch the turn, and it was pretty impressive.
Man, look at the hang in there.
Yeah, that was Maz-like.
Neil Walker taking to second base.
I think it's some kind of a leaf we can deal something with Walker. I have to think about this one a little bit. I think some kind of little clever saying.
Ball line to right field, and Young makes a diving effort, keeps it in front of him. Molina has the 2-out single.
Good job by Young. Not
spanked in the face.
It was a real good job.
Sheesh.
That one kind of hurt a little bit, I'm sure. I was going to say good job keeping it in front of him, but I didn't know he did it with the side of his head. But with 2 outs, you don't want to give up a double for sure. You probably, if you had to do it over again, you wouldn't have dove for it, because a single really doesn't hurt you all that bad with 2 outs. A double, they got somebody in scoring position. But if you are going to dive, you gotta knock it down. You got to keep it there and don't let it get by. He did that.
Whatever means you have to.
Yeah, whatever you got to do it. That one played a little soccer in Southern California.
Two on Aubrey Huff.
Sometimes you just have to outsmart the baseball. Use your head.
Yep. Feel it? No, not granted. Tim Wilkie over there waiting for Jim Reynolds.
Nope. Doesn't go.
Line to right, and there's Delwyn Young. The base hit and a nice double play turn by Neil Walker. Delwyn Young makes the catch of the liner. Pirates still lead 4-0. Serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. Welcome. And as always, we thank you for your service. Steve Blass shaking hands. He is working the room at Club Cambria.
They got a fireplace in there. I didn't know that. Look at that.
It's got everything, every amenity. Blass kind of hosting things tonight. Mr. B at the Club Cambria, the private exclusive suite here at PNC Park. First-class amenities, full-service bar, 9 flat-screen TVs, gourmet chef's tables, and more. Very unique upscale members-only lounge. Deep to left, back, and it is gone. Andrew McCutchen, 1 year and a day after making his major league debut, is 3 for 3. He hits his 7th home run of the year, and the Pirates lead 5-0.
Got a hanging breaking ball, I believe. Oh, whatever it was about belt high, and he just jumped on. You know, that's almost the exact spot that the first pitch of the game that he saw. The first pitch that Walmart threw of the game. And he hit his double down the corner. Belt high inside half. I think that was an off-speed pitch, though, they just hit.
3 for 3. He has scored 3 runs. And the bullpen goes back to work right away. McCutchen. They've been in the top 10 in hitting. Bautista up again. 3-0 the count on Walker.
There's 2 players that we've spent a lot of time talking about in the last 3 or 4 years, and they're hitting 1-2 in our lineup.
Yeah,
now.
isn't that the truth? McCutchen and Walker.
And they're doing all right.
All right now as the public address system blares. Ball drilled to left.
Quite a while we're talking about the minor league system, and there are some guys coming through that are talented. We have to be patient. McCutchen, obviously, one of those names that we repeated over and over again, and Walker also, both of them #1 picks. And here they are, and they're carrying a load.
Columbia Gas 811 call to the pen. Pirates lead 5-0. Moments ago, Andrew McCutchen blasting home run #7 to give the Bucks this 5-0 lead. McCutchen 3 for 3. That is the cold, hard blast. Brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer, and his buddy, Lasting Spillage, getting a kick out of it.
It is a fun place to be down in that clubhouse of late. Ever since coming back from Atlanta, you hear a lot of laughing going on, and the guys are just starting to come together. You can feel it. Eli Whiteside now doing the catching.
Double switch, and Denny Bautista. Good work. Now, you know, if you've been watching the Pirates for a couple of years, you've seen Bautista. No question, he's got
Got an arm.
Good arm, but
can he throw enough strikes? He's got a great ERA, but 11 walks in 11 innings. That's what we saw a lot of when he was a Pirate.
Cards in the last 2 seasons in the Bucco uniform, only 14 appearances in the big leagues last season. Spent the majority of the year at AAA Indy. Ended up with a 5.27 ERA in 14 games with the Pirates.
They can throw some fastballs at you, these Giants. Live arms on this club.
In the dirt, right side. As a kick off his body, the wild pitch moves Neil Walker into scoring position.
Take a look at it. Sounded like it hit shin guard at first. You could hear it over the crowd mic. It's something hard. Bounced away. Right side comes into the ball game. Second pitch is a tough walk.
One ball, 2 strikes on Ryan Doman. Sacrifice fly and a home run. Hits this ball hard the other way. And this is going to be a gap shot. And will bounce over the fence for a ground rule double. Walker will score. Dolan into second base with his 4th RBI of the night and a 6-0 Pirates lead.
It's going to be a great night at PNC Park. The offense is clicking. Maholm tossing a gem. Big crowd and Sky Blast. As you see, Doman's double. He has 1 Sky Blast tonight. His home run. Doman's stash is coming in fairly nice.
Sure is.
Thickening up.
Garrett Jones 1 for 2.
Walker talking about his at bat. Right, talking also about the base running part of it. He went back to second base, tagging up on that deep fly. Saw it hit the ground, took off. Maybe getting a little congratulations on his instincts.
One ball, 2 strikes on Jones.
Now watch him. Now a lot of guys, this ball's hit hard, they take off. But Walker, he keeps his head, goes back to the bag just in case there's a miracle catch. He can tag up and move over. Remember, there's nobody out here. Getting to third base would have been important if that ball was caught. But as soon as he saw it hit the ground, or actually even just before it hit the ground, he didn't want it going to be caught. And he took off. Of course, the ball bounced over the fence. Didn't make much difference at that point anyway. They're going to let him walk home.
Doman, who has driven in 4, ties his career high. 5th time in his career, 2nd time this year. He's driven in 4 runs. Now this ball launched toward left, Burrow back. And makes the catch. First out of the 4th inning. Visit the official online shop of the Pirates at pirates.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the pirates.com shop. Accept no substitutes.
We can even get these Pirate golf shirts that we wear up here.
That's right. We've been kind of displaying these golf shirts, these neat shirts, different colors all year long. We'll do that on many nights. Give you an opportunity to see what we wear tonight, Bob.
Like we're models a little bit.
Well, I don't know if we're models or not, but
you want me to stand up too?
Well, I think we're going to show the shirt. This is the kind of shirt you can get at the official online shop.
Let me breathe in a little bit here.
Pirates.com.
Nice P on here.
Accept no substitutes.
That's right.
This is why we wear these shirts.
Where we get our shirts from.
Yep.
Back to the game.
Delwyn Young, 1 for 2.
Keep adding on. Let's have a laugher tonight. Let's get double figures. Up 11 or 12. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Got a full house here tonight. Give them something really to yell about.
Send along well wishes to some folks watching as well. This big crowd enjoying the Pirates leading this one 6-0 and ready to take in Sky Blast 1 with Collective Soul and of course Zambelli Fireworks. Congratulations as well to those watching. Happy graduation to Emily Benko, their graduation party tonight. Strike 3 called on Delwyn Young.
Exactly where that breaking ball that was on the plate. I think Dylan might have thought it was going to dip low. Stayed at the knees though.
Andy LaRoche 0 for 2. Hit into a double play last time up. Ball 1 from Denny Batista.
Glass still eating you, huh?
Oh, I hope. Enjoy this night. Take full advantage of this night off in Club Cambria.
They have beverages down there?
Oh, yeah. Two 2-0 the count on LaRoche. There he is.
In the front row.
Yeah.
In the front row. Well, they got some great seats there, too.
Yep.
I mean, it's a fabulous place. We went up and took a tour through there. It's a perfect spot to see the game from.
Yep.
You're right there, even with the third base bag. Big, comfortable, easy chairs.
Pat Burrow under it. Makes the catch. Pirates add on. A home run for McCutchen. RBI double for Doman. 6-zip Bucks. pretty common occurrence. A lot of folks decide to use PNC Park and all the amenities. Several events, including a wedding. Aspen Dental, play that made you smile.
The reception.
Yep. The 1903 suite.
Neat idea.
Yep.
You can talk her into it.
Perfect for corporate events, weddings, and more. Pirates.com/PNC Park events for more information. Ground ball to third off the glove of LaRoche. E5. LaRoche charged with his 9th error of the season.
Really an easy play. The one that Andy makes more often than not.
Buster Posey lined out to left field in the second. Bounces it foul. Posey, first round pick 2 years ago. 5th choice overall of FSU. So that young fan, no way you're going to get that baseball from him, not even to look at. That's his.
In a little while, he might
Maybe
show it to somebody.
Always makes you smile. Now that's a great one there.
Is the Tooth Fairy going to show up? I guess he's already showed up.
There's the Tooth Fairy.
Oh, yeah. I think there was somebody was trying to get the offer to buy that ball from him, maybe. Huh?
Maybe.
A lot of
There's
fun at the
another one.
ballpark. A lot of fun at the ballpark tonight.
Well, it's always fun when you have a big crowd.
10 hits,
On top
6
of that,
runs.
The runs and the hits.
More Tooth Fairy action.
Ball 2 strikes on Buster Posey. And even at 2-2. Now remember last night the Pirates had a 4-0 lead. And Zach Duke was zipping right along till the 5th inning. Gave up 2 runs. And then the Giants, the next frame, struck for 4 runs. Ball line foul.
You know, Greg, I thought a big part of that game was when he gave up the first run, he got the double play. And the inning looked like it was going to be over with them. You know, no harm, no foul, 4-1. And then the solo home run came to make it 4-2. And that just kind of gave you a thought that, the Giants are still right in this thing.
A much different feel from 4-1 to 4-2.
Yeah,
for sure.
It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it just had
everybody felt it though.
Different, yeah. When that ball went out of the ballpark, it was like, we're in a battle here. Now, if the inning would have been over at 4-1 after that double play, instead of the ball being over the fence, would have been like a routine fly to left. I think that would have made a big difference next inning.
Yep.
Well, a lot of people will talk about momentum, no such thing in baseball, but during the ball game itself, it doesn't
not night to night.
It doesn't carry on, but during the ball game itself, you can feel it. You can feel it in the dugout.
On Sandoval. Grounded to first baseman Garrett Jones his first time up. the double play. They do get the lead man.
It's amazing that they went for it. I mean, look at this. This is a chopper in the infield. No way this is a double play ball. You're going to get maybe one out, and they just about turned it. The Panda hustling all the way. Walker took that throw like a first baseman, stretching toward the ball. Job one, make sure you get that one out for sure. Well, he got that and then thought, well, let's toss it to first. You never know. But you can tell by the way he was taking that, just stretching toward the baseball, like you would see a first baseman, that he knew that, okay, we'll make sure of one here. And then if I'm not planted into left field, then I'll go ahead and make a throw on to first base. Change up one.
Yeah.
Pretty nice one.
Out in front of Whiteside, 0-2 now.
The ball fade a little down and away. Whiteside way out in front. Same pitch.
Shuffle to second. 6-4 for the force. Error doesn't hurt. 4.5 played. 6-0 Bucks. Automotive is on this day in 1959. Pittsburgh's big first baseman Dick Stewart hits a 457-foot home run off Chicago's Glenn Hobby over the center field wall at Forbes Field, the longest home run in the history of that ballpark. Thank you, Day Automotive. He could hit some bombs, they have told us. Dick Stewart, Dr. Strangeglove.
Well, that one was a bomb. That's a long one.
Hastings Village, speaking of home runs, he'd love to get his first.
Oh, I thought maybe. Wow.
Hit that one
I guess
long
it had
way.
the distance, huh? Up on the, into the wedding party.
Bam.
Knocked a piece of cake down. The wedding present.
Village's last home run, September 24th last year. And a fly ball to right. He has doubled and walked along with that fly ball to right. So 1 for 2 officially. Came in batting .246. Ronnie Cedeno has struck out and walked. There's the baseball that Millage hit.
You're sitting way up there. The last thing you think you're going to get is a foul ball.
And what's great about foul balls is the stories that go along with them. The person that catches it, the people that scramble for it, and See that?
Look where that was. That was a poke.
You can see them talking about.
Yeah, well, that ball will be talked about for a long time, along with everything that happened during the course of the day.
The phone calls that come along with it when somebody sees that person. See, there was a lady there with the cell phone talking about it. There we are. This is where I was. I moved. I didn't expect it up here. It's unbelievable what goes along with those foul balls.
The invention of the cell phone has made the crowd shots a lot more interesting.
Yep.
Everybody knows now when they're on.
One and two now on Cedeno. Stays 1 and 2.
Look at the size of that cake he's eating. Look at that, Greg. Look at the chocolate frosted cake.
Could you circle that?
No, it's not. Oh, there he goes.
There we are.
Yep. Oh. Well, that doesn't have a chance.
You don't think he knows he's on here?
I guarantee you that's the second piece.
Jeez. Wow.
Oh, my. Oh. How do you get work like that?
Sir, just go ahead and take the whole plate. Take the whole cake.
I'm surprised he doesn't smash his. It is. That's a whole piece of cake. That's more. Everybody got a little piece of cake, and then he took what was left.
I see some beverages coming in.
Yeah, I saw a beverage.
This is the view, by the way, from that seat.
Yeah.
It is just below that camera location.
So that's what you're down a little bit lower than that. So that's the shot you're getting out of that suite. Those are some fabulous seats.
Of course, that view as well.
Yeah. That view has just made this ballpark famous all over the country.
Call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS or visit pirates.com/premium. Find out more about those seats at Club Cambria.
I'll be right back, Greg. I'm looking at some of that
I
cake.
know it.
It's not that far to walk. I'll be back in a half inning.
Yeah, right, Bob. Hey, geez. Where's he going? Two-one count. I think he's serious. 2 and 2 now in Mahalam. I think Bob Walk has. I know he's left the booth. I actually think he's actually going to go to Club Cambria seats. 2 and 2 the count. And ball 3 on Mahalam. Mahalam is 0 for 2 tonight. You didn't want to do it, huh? Didn't want to risk it?
I thought about what Wayner said to me earlier.
What was that?
Well, until his pitch. I went over to get coffee a while ago, and he was getting on me about not having my shirt tucked in when we were showing off our shirts earlier. And I'm like, well, you got yours tucked in. You got that nice six-pack belly. I don't exactly have that. I gotta have my shirt out a little bit. So maybe I don't need that cake.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Batista of Mahalam, and 1-2-3 go the Bucks for the first time. Mark Garda joins Steve Blass in Club Cambria.
Cake, huh?
Yeah. Line drive. Delwyn Young takes one on the side of the head.
Ouch.
The freeze cam brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
That's doing what you got to do. Keep the ball in front of you. Pumpkin seeds or sunflower? What do you think?
One of the two.
No, I need to look at the ground. If there are pumpkin seeds, I think you would actually see the shells littering around the outfield. Did you see any? I think they're sunflower seeds because we're not really seeing the shells.
Liner toward the gap in left center.
Look at the speed. Had to back off a little bit. I thought he was going to catch it.
Double for Torres to start the sixth.
Didn't it look like McCutchen was actually going to run that ball down?
He wanted to. Time to check out the trivia question brought to you by AT&T Mobility. AT&T Rethink Possible. Freddie Sanchez, the last player to join the Pirates' 200-hit club in 2006. Who was the first?
I'll say Honus Wagner.
I'll say Honus Wagner also.
I thought you weren't supposed to guess it.
I'll wait until you guessed. I know my place. And that is extra bases for Freddie Sanchez. Torres will score. Sanchez, the RBI double, makes it 6-1. 3 hits last night for Sanchez, 2 hits tonight.
Uses the whole field, always has. Chalk line to chalk line. He went to right, didn't he? Right center first time?
Yep.
Now he hooks one down the left field chalk line. And he only has 5 doubles because he really didn't have that many at bats. What, 40, 50 at bats?
So he's been back for 2 weeks.
Started the season on a disabled list, so that's why you see the double number down to just 5. If he stays healthy and is in that lineup on a daily basis, you know, the double figure will go up in a hurry. Did he lead the league in doubles the year he won the batting crown?
Set a Pirate record for right-handed hitters. Doubles in the season. Doubles machine. Two and one on Uribe, who's flied to right and bounced into a double play. On deck, Matt Downs to pinch hit for Batista. They made that double switch. They pulled Molina, put the pitcher in that 4 spot. Dan Runzler, the left-hander, loosening in the bullpen now for San Francisco. Nobody out. 6-1 game.
Have action. Looks like maybe Meek.
Just off the tip of Mahalam's glove. Deflects to the shortstop, and Cedeno has to gun it to get Uribe. Sanchez moves to third.
Good job by Freddie base running there. He froze until he saw that ball get by Mahalam before he took off. Watch him at second base. He doesn't go anywhere. As soon as the ball gets by, then he takes off for third. If you break early, just because the ball is behind you, you can't break, because if the pitcher is able to glove it, you're out in no man's land. You got to wait for it to get by the mound.
Downs bats for Batista, who pitches 2 scoreless. Downs hitting .247 with a homer and 6 RBIs. And this will get the run home. Makes it 6-2.
It's a situation where Pirates just playing back, wanting an out. Get the 6th inning over with. They have a nice, comfortable lead. As a pitcher, you never like to give up a run, but in this case, Paul probably didn't feel too bad about that, getting that 2nd out.
Kind of settles things down a bit, doesn't it?
He hasn't thrown too many pitches. He's only thrown 74, I think, to this point. 75 now. He's got a shot at maybe making it to 7, 8 innings.
Aubrey Huff has bounced to 2nd in line to right as Mahalam looks to get this last out. Jams him. Walker. And Jones. So a couple of doubles and a couple of runs. 6-2 Pittsburgh. What he has done tonight, let's see. How about bottom of the 1st inning? Double down the line and left. He would score on the Ryan Domit sacrifice fly. Then he doubles into the right center gap in the 3rd and would score on the Neil Walker triple. Last time up, he led off the 4th inning with this. Home run number 7. 3 for 3, 3 runs scored, a pair of doubles, and a home run.
Those balls all in the sweet spot, in between the belt and mid-thigh. And 2 of them are kind of on the inside half, the home run and the first double of the night.
Facing the new pitcher. Dan Runsler.
That's where you really have to work McCutchen. You want to get him out. Numbers on the year. Trying to go down there knee high again. Another nice arm coming out of that bullpen. Yeah. Left side, 95.
A test for any left-hander against McCutchen, who has the best batting average of any player in the league against southpaws. McCutchen batting .424 versus left-handed pitching on the year. And a 2-1 count now. 95 fouled back, 2-2.
That's why good stuff lets you get away with a bad pitch occasionally. That was up there where the 3 previous ones were that he has hammered for extra bases. But 95 was a little bit too quick for him to get the head of the bat to.
Lines this ball to right.
Got the head of the bat to that one. Made a little adjustment.
Boy, his last at bat, or maybe more, will be fun tonight because now he needs a triple for the cycle.
Remember the first couple of pitches that were down around the knees. Then he tried to elevate a couple of times. First one by him, came up belt high again for the second time. This time paid the price. The 95 wasn't enough to get it by him. This is hard the other way.
He'll get at least one more at bat. And the fans will be talking about it over the next couple of innings, anticipating another AB. And of course, remember when he made his debut last year, that was almost a staple for McCutchen, the 3-base hit. Tonight it looked as though even rarely do you see a triple down the line and left, but with McCutchen you never know, and certainly when it's into the gap you think triple. The left center field gap in the third. So the Espinel smile.
What pose is that to?
Under.
Definitely got a chuckle out of him.
Posey.
He's a Florida guy, isn't he?
He is.
Posey?
Yeah. Florida State.
They know each other.
Maybe. Former first rounders. And Walker pops this up to Sanchez in shallow right. Back to our AT&T mobility trivia question. Last player to join the Pirates 200 hit club in 2006 was Freddie Sanchez, who was the first. Honus Wagner was our guess.
Answer is
Jimmy Williams. We missed Jimmy Williams, 1899. Yeah, that's the 2M Jimmy.
Well, I missed that one.
I did too.
I'm going to have to make a note of
They
that.
fooled us.
This time all year, I missed one.
No, that's 2, Bob. Jimmy Williams played
In 1899 for sure.
1890 through the 1900 season. This franchise 124 years old. Really a couple of storied franchises playing against each other in this series. The former New York Giants.
Came over on the Mayflower, didn't he, Jimmy?
I think so.
They didn't actually, though, they didn't land on the Mayflower. They knew that it was a pirate.
Back to the box. Rensselaer's throw to second and to first for the double play. Goes 1-6-3. On to the 7th we go. 6-2 Pirates. Feeling better and close to 100%. Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, the official medical provider of the Pirates. The injury update. Working figures to have at least a couple of rehab starts at AAA Indy before he rejoins this Pirates rotation. And an interesting rotation it's become. Tomorrow, Ross Ollendorf starts for the Bucks. And then Dana Eveland will make his Pirates debut Monday afternoon. That's the makeup game against the Chicago Cubs. Eveland coming over in a trade on Tuesday from the Toronto Blue Jays. And then the Pirates said that Tuesday night in Washington, D.C., it'll be Jeff Karstens to make the start against Steven Strasburg. What an atmosphere that will be. Strasburg making his big league debut, and there's Karstens, kind of an even-keel guy. And a good quote from him that, hey, I'm pitching against the Washington Nationals. Really, the pressure's going to be on him. He's making the debut. I've got to do my job. But the Pirates have said that Zach Duke, who would figure to go Wednesday, I mean, that would be his day to start. They're going to give him an extra day's rest. He'll start Thursday. So the question is, who starts Wednesday night in Washington, D.C.? And you could certainly speculate.
I think it's going to be Blast. That's why they're giving him
Maybe that's it.
the night off tonight.
Wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah. So if he throws a sideline here soon, then I think
he'll be ready for Thursday.
I think something's up there.
Think he only needs one sideline to be ready?
One sideline, he'll be ready. Anybody that can eat cake like that. Look at that, it's gone now. He ate it all. Cake is gone.
Line of Derek Jones. Pat Burrell is retired on the line drive to first.
It's not doing anything wrong tonight.
Club Cambria at PNC Park. Again, upscale members only lounge on the suite level. Go to pirates.com/premier or call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS.
There's a real good look at where that club is located here. See why it has a great view.
Ball one on Buster Posey, who has lined to left and flied to right. Posey, the highly touted first-round pick 2 years ago out of FSU. We were wondering who's going to pitch Wednesday night in Washington, D.C. Talking about first-round picks, Posey, McCutchen, Neil Walker. And a lot of questions for Neil Huntington tomorrow on his radio show. Ball line to left. And Buster Posey posted to second base with a double.
Here it is again. Just banging it down in the corner. They really need this pitching staff they put together. They need Posey to come on in a hurry, strong. Be the player that they projected when they drafted him.
John Russell goes to the mound. He has had bullpen action. He will take the baseball from Paul Mahalam. He will lead with a 6-2 lead. That double by Posey, the sixth hit of the ball game. The Columbia Gas 8-1-1 call to the pen. 6-2 Pirates. Is it the stash? Road ahead brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward tomorrow, the Giants 1 o'clock, a makeup game here at PNC Park against the Cubs. Noon airtime, 12:35 first pitch, and then those 3 games against the Washington Nationals. It'll be fun to watch all 3 of those games.
Looks like a dangerous spot for a cell phone, doesn't it?
It really does.
They don't do well in the water. I don't know. I'm going to roll out here in the middle of the river and make a call.
Yeah.
There's Evan Meek's numbers. And they are good ones. Oh, 86 ERA.
Sandoval now bats from the left side against the righty Meek and bounces it to the right side. Jones tosses on to the pitcher. Mahalam, 6 1/3, 6 hits so far, just 2 runs, but responsible for Posey, who's now at third base.
It'd be an easy night for him. He only threw 86 pitches. Should be strong for the next one.
Whiteside, his second at bat, came on part of the double switch, and Wellemeyer exited early. Wellemeyer 3+ innings, 6 runs, 9 hits. Ball, 1 strike on Eli Whiteside. Meek would like to keep Posey from scoring and help out Paul Mahalam. Two and 1.
Meek's really been able to have a consistent fastball as far as velocity goes this year, something that we're glad to see. He's been 95 or better just about every single time he's gone to the mound. There's Rule 5 here. That was something that was would really fluctuate.
To right field, Delwyn Young closes his glove. It closes the book on Mahalam. 6 1/3, 2 runs allowed, and the Pirates lead 6-2. New Hampshire 3-1. Curve, the best record in professional baseball.
37-18.
We talked to the manager, Matt Walbeck, earlier today on our radio pregame about that 37-18 record. We said, hey, we're talking to the manager of the team with the best record in baseball. We're not talking about Joe Madden, the Tampa Bay Rays. They have the second best record now, behind the Altoona Curve. Congratulations. What a job they've done. And boy, they're loaded with talent. Great to see Morris having another fine start there, as he dominated the Florida State League. Oh,
I saw a
more reaction.
I saw a body go flying through the air.
One ball, one strike.
There are a lot of happy people here tonight.
The left, they had him played perfectly. Earl, the easy play. MLB All-Stars Among Us. Nominate an All-Star in your community today. To nominate, go to peopleallstars.com. For those who make a difference in your community, again, peopleallstars.com. Vote for one of your favorite everyday All-Stars who could represent the Pirates and be honored at the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim, July 13th on Fox. Delwin Young struck out and singled against Wellemeyer. Struck out looking versus Bautista, and now he bats right-handed against the lefty. He takes a strike. 2 for 10 at the plate this season from this side.
Champ going there for a moment. Maybe it was Delwin. Both bullpens have action. It sound like reminded me of the old Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah.
Darryl.
Yep. Boy, they love to chant that Darryl at Three Rivers and really anywhere Strawberry went on the road.
You know, the guy that used to provoke the most road reaction of anybody I've ever seen was Pete Rose. Every single ballpark we went to, he was booed unmercifully. As soon as they, whatever he did, he was the guy on the team that everybody hated. Except in Cincinnati. We go there, of course, they loved him in Cincinnati.
Even when he was a Philly? Or
well, yeah, even when he was a Philly. I'm guessing it was true when he was an Expo, but when he played with him when he was a Philly, he would go there. I mean, he was the king of Cincinnati. But every other place we went to, boy, they did not like him.
And Bochy going to make another double switch as he goes to the home plate umpire.
But Strawberry was a lot like that.
Bochy does here. Motion to the bullpen. Another move being made. Pirates leading at 6-2. That hit by Delwin Young, the 12th hit of the ball game. 8-1-1 Columbia Gas. Call to the pen.
I'll tell you what, if you were a fan of the other team, you didn't like him because he came to beat your boys. Sergio Romo, new pitcher, has come on, right-hander for the Giants.
And first baseman Travis Ishikawa.
Double switch action. There you see Romo's numbers on the year. Not giving up too many hits. Opposition hitting just $173. And not a lot of walks either, just 5. Had to deal with a whole lot of base runners.
And Buster Posey, his major league debut behind the plate, drafted as a catcher. Writing on the wall, I guess you could say, for Benji Molina.
Yeah. So.
Out recorded at second and on to first for a double play. Second time that LaRoche has hit into a double play tonight. Pirates leading 6-2. To entertain this big crowd tonight, and Joel Hanrahan becomes the third pitcher to work for the Pirates.
See Joel's numbers for the season. The big one that jumps off there is 35 strikeouts in 22 innings of work. Looking forward to Ice Road Truckers. I like that show. I have nightmares of falling through the ice, though.
Is that right?
The crack under my 18-wheeler.
Oh. Andres Torres takes ball 1. Well, the Buccos are trucking tonight so far, leading 6-2, out hitting the Giants 12-6. A line drive to right field, a little late start, that'll cost Elwin Young. Not real sure at the outset.
A little bit of a late break. Kept in front of me.
Sanchez now 2 for 3 in this one.
Batting average up to 375 now.
Three hits last night. Sanchez came off the DL May the 19th. Off-season left shoulder surgery. One ball, one strike. Sanchez traded last summer for Tim Alderson. He was pitching for the Altoona Curve, and Alderson coming off an Eastern League Pitcher of the Week award. And now 1-2. Sanchez in 25 games last year hit .284 with the Giants and spent some time on the DL. The right shoulder strain. Remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Double barrel action. Brendan Donnelly, the righty. And the lefty is Javier Lopez. Oh, make a Giants fan happy, huh?
Ah, you make a kid happy.
The runner takes off and no throw. Stolen base for Torres, his 9th in 11 attempts.
Torres takes off. No chance to throw him out. If you're going to run down 6-2, you got to make it to where there's no chance to be thrown out.
Sanchez fouls that one out of play off to the right.
You never know where Freddie can hit him. You just got to spread out. Cover as much ground as you can. Spray one to right. Hook one inside the bag down the chalk line.
And line back to Hanrahan.
And this time tried to split the field in half, but Hanrahan was waiting.
First out of the 8th inning, the batter is Juan Uribe. Uribe 0 for 3 against the starter Mahalam. Seven hits for the Giants. Pirates in front 6-2. And it's popped up. Neil Walker. 2 down. The all-you-can-eat seats, awfully popular here at PNC Park for just $35, $5 more on the day of the game. You get an outfield reserve ticket, plus all-you-can-eat burgers, nachos, popcorn, hot dogs, peanuts, ice cream, soda. Go back for more food and drink as often as you like. Visit pirates.com/all-you-can-eat. And every time we do that,
who's in the back
he couldn't take it.
Yes.
He had to check up on his man.
Yeah, there he is. You watch him. Now, the reason he just moved is he was looking at the TV that's up high.
Yeah.
The one that's up on top, there's a little time delay up there. He's just
no, there you go. Every time, of course, we shoot the all-you-can-eat. Rock will never live that one down.
No. That's where Rock, when he comes to the ball game on a day off, he's always sitting in the all-you-can-eat seats. Loves his nachos. Nothing wrong with that. Rock, he's still got that athlete figure going, so he can afford to do that. He can eat his nachos.
Yep.
Ate one nacho under a scar for 2 days. That does sound good right now. The nachos, have a nice plate of nachos in between.
Oh, yeah. Two-one count on Ishikawa. Two and two.
We got some chicken wings. Chicken wings, fries. A quicker skip and move action, maybe.
There's a swing and a miss action. Hand over hand punches out Ishikawa. Pirates still lead 6-2. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Hastings Millage at the plate. Boy, I almost guaranteed you that McCutchen will get another at bat, but Pirates need a base runner. Andrew McCutchen, one of the stories tonight, 4 for 4 and a triple shy of the cycle. But he's due up 4th this inning. Since his hit in the 6th, the pitching staff of the Giants has faced the minimum. 1 ball, 1 strike on Millage, who has doubled, walked, and flied to right. Count 2-1. Pittsburgh tries to even this series. Popped up. Send the ball near the dugout, and no, comes out of room.
The 3rd one of the night. He's got to the railing and Good glove on the ball. The big panda was coming at him. Get out of the way. In the old days, very few had that railing on them. They're tumbling in on you.
This one routine. One down. Hey, tomorrow this series will conclude, and all kids 14 and under get one of these Andrew McCutchen replica alternate jerseys courtesy of Chevrolet. That's tomorrow, 1:35 first pitch. Come out early. Enjoy the family fun zone before the game on Federal Street, and after the game, kids run the bases thanks to HK Pretzels. Get one of these Andrew McCutchen alternate jerseys tomorrow. All kids 14 and under. Bounce to third, and on the first, 2 outs.
We need that hit now.
Yeah. It's going to be up to Aki Iwamura to see the National League hits leaders. Thanks to Barrel.com. There's Andrew McCutchen with his 4 hits tonight, has 66 to creep back into third place. Among the National Leaguers, Martin Prado of the Braves with 75, and then Ryan Braun and McCutchen. But McCutchen needs Aki Iwamura to reach to give McCutchen a chance to hit for the cycle. McCutchen has a 5-hit game this year. It was May the 14th. A tough couple of months plus for Iwamura.
Just has not been able to get anything rolling along. Get a hit here and there, but they seem to string a bunch together. A couple of real good games together.
Line to left.
That one hard.
Iwamura pinch hit single gives McCutchen this opportunity.
That ball wasn't an easy flare. That was spanked pretty good.
Should get a nice ovation as he comes to the plate. 4 for 4. Iwamura on with 2 outs. McCutchen scoring 3 runs.
Center fielder Andrew McCutchen.
McCutchen has doubled twice, homered and singled. Sellout crowd of 36,687.
Looks like it's going to have to be the 410 notch. Right?
Yeah.
They're playing deep in center and right. I can't see him getting a triple that way. You're going to have to get it in the notch and maybe bounce around just take one funny little hop back there.
And he's going to have to do it with 2 strikes. Look at the outfielders.
Yeah, you can see how deep they are there. There's not a lot of room behind them. We always call that no doubles, but it's no extra base hits. They're obviously also playing no triples. They get back there. They don't want anything hit over their head unless it's out of the ballpark. And because they're playing deep, gives them a little bit more range to cut a ball off in a gap, or maybe get to it before it gets down into the corner.
Is Darrell Ward the last player to hit for the cycle for the Pirates? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe you're right. In St. Louis, right?
Yep. And he goes down swinging, so McCutchen will settle for a 4-hit night. And the Pirates 3 outs away from pulling off this victory and evening the series. 6-2 Bucks. The Yankees 3-2 at the Rogers Center in Toronto in 14 innings. Ichiro scores the 1,000th run of his Major League Baseball career. Tonight he did that against the Angels. Oliver Perez, they put him on the 15-day disabled list of the Mets with a right knee problem. And tonight against the Washington Nationals, Mike Leake is pitching 7 innings of 7 hit shutout ball.
He had an ERA of 2.5 something going into the game. Tells numbers on the ear.
Tell not safe situation, of course, leading by 4. Huff 0 for 3.
Moyer go 9 in the Philly game?
He went the distance. 7-hitter. Jason Worth hit a home run. Phillies beat San Diego at home 6-2.
Oh, is he who's older here, Blanche? Moyer. At the same age, huh?
Well, here's something I'll tell you. You don't let up. You do not let up. Moves into a tie for 38th in the all-time list with his 264th career win. 47 years old. Second complete game of the year. 33rd in his career. The ageless wonder, Jamie Moyer. This guy's a puppy, huh? Compared to Moyer. Check swing, and he said he did check it. Dotel, the 36-year-old.
He's got to pitch 11 more years.
Get more It's hard to believe.
That is hard to believe. Think about it. Dotel needs 11 more years.
A walk. Parrott's got the stash. He's over there by the flagpole.
We'll be running the Jolly Roger up here hopefully in another 5 minutes or so. the pole that it goes up on right there by the batter's eye.
Pat Burrell at the plate. He takes ball one. Ball two. Cedeno going to come in for a word or two to encourage Dotel. Burrell returning to the National League tonight. Takes the strike. Burrell 1 for 6 in his career against Dotel. Yes. 2-2. Yes. Strikes him out. One down in the ninth.
2-3. It's a good count. Fastball that just off the plate away a little bit. Looked like that ball might have cut a little. And away from Burrell.
Buster Posey,
the catcher. Buster Posey.
Strike. One ball, one strike to count. Dotel tries to finish up the Giants in front of a crowd of 36,687. The second sellout of the year. One and two tomorrow afternoon. Ross Ollendorf for the Bucks against the reigning Cy Young Award winner Tim Lincecum. There's Andrew McCutchen replica jerseys given away to all the youngsters 14 and under, courtesy of Chevrolet, and the makeup game Monday before the Pirates hit the road. 2-2.
Hang on tonight. Third win of the homestand.
After tomorrow afternoon's game and then Monday, that makeup game, the Pirates. And a strikeout for Dotel after the leadoff walk. Back-to-back Ks for this former Chicago White Sox reliever. And the Pirates will host the White Sox in interleague play a week from this Tuesday. 3 with the Sox and then 3 with the Indians in the next homestand. Pablo Sandoval at the plate. And everybody stands at PNC Park. Strike on the foul ball. The AGH postgame show is next. Brought to you by Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine. Highlights and analysis. Breaking this one down. Paul Mahalem, a fine start. Will improve to 4-4. What a job the top 3 in the order did for the Bucks tonight. And it's not over yet. The 0-2 pitch, Kung Fu Panda singles to center.
I tell you, it wasn't a case of Dotel just hanging an 0-2 pitch, throwing something where he wasn't supposed to. This was a nice spot. 0-2 breaking ball down on the shoe tops. Panda just dug it out.
Nate Shearholtz.
And a delay a little bit.
For the pitcher. Eight hits now for the Giants. Shearholtz hitting .278. Ball popped up. Maybe room for LaRoche.
Maybe.
And oh, he can't hang on.
That was a very difficult play. He had to go in feet first. Had it for a moment. Just didn't quite stick in the glove.
McCutchen.
Center field. Watching everything happen.
One ball, one strike on Shearholtz. And Sandoval will take second. Pirates will not pay any attention to him. Defensive indifference. They're just looking to get that out at the plate.
Waiting for strike 3.
Well, they're strike 2 now.
They want Sky Blast. And they want this W. And they want it on this pitch.
Off the mid of Domit, but they're not going to risk anything.
Well, they need a bunch more hits anyway, so you don't take any risk. If you get the hits, you're going to score. So
yeah.
Why run for the plate here? You never know what kind of bounce might come off the limestone. So you got to hold your ground.
Now, ball 4 to load them up. And all of a sudden, the tying run will come to the plate.
Boy, kind of out of the blue, didn't it? Wasn't expecting this.
No. Now Kerrigan now out to talk with Dotel.
Torres not really a home run threat. Does have 3, but not what you're thinking about right now.
One of the few he hit last year, as I recall, was a big one against the Bucks at AT&T Park.
Well, that could be huge if he hit one.
Every once in a while, he shows some pop.
Going to be knocking on a little wood here. There we go. Well, he like talking about it.
Wow. Almost hit him.
That's 3 in a row that Domit's had to chase after. Last 3 pitches, he's had to run and get it. Well, about as wild as you can throw one. Nobody can move up. No reason to. You have to wait and see what Torres does at the plate. Well, he was trying. That was a big swing. He was trying to put that on the fireworks barge. pitcher's cut. Asking the plate umpire if he's all right.
One ball, one strike. And the switch hitter Torres. And a base hit. Makes it a 6-3 game. And the batter will be Freddie Sanchez.
You know, this inning has actually started to look sloppy. I mean, it's just not a clean way to end the ball game. Even, you know, it's still 6-3. Time runs at first base. There's 2 outs, but it's just a sloppy way to end with all the pitchers in the dirt. Dolman having to run back to the limestone and then just throw to the plate. Kind of ugly.
The Pirates get somebody loosening up the bullpen. I assume that's Donnelly. And John Russell checking to see if he's ready.
Yeah, the outfield not playing very deep. Now Millage maybe is back a little bit. Well, the other guys not playing where you normally would be playing, no doubles. With the go-ahead run at the plate and the tying run, look how much room there is behind those guys. And you know, a double ties the ball game up. But playing percentages.
Driven to left, back goes Millage at the wall, and oh, he made the catch! The Buccos have won! How about that? Oh my goodness, raised the Jolly Roger with that grab by Millage.
So one guy that was a little bit deeper than the rest of them, and he catches it right almost at the wall with a dive.
Watch this game ender.
Look at the smile. Now that's a play that'll make you smile.
You'll remember this one for a long time. You ever last time you saw a game end like that? Look at Dotel's reaction.
You know, Dotel doesn't react to a whole lot out there after a game
that's
is
the most
over.
emotion you'll see from him. Wow. The inning started with very little drama. And it ends with what could have been a game-saving catch. It's quite possible that if he doesn't make the play, it's a tie game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Everybody is off. When that ball is hit, they're off and running.
Wow. So they raised the Jolly Roger after all to even this series. Next telecast of Bucco baseball on FSN Pittsburgh tomorrow, the finale. Ross Ollendorf against the Cy Young Award winner, Tim Lincecum. Coverage begins. Trib Total Media Pirates pregame show at 1. Bob Walk joins Tim Nevert for the call starting at 1:30 here on FSN Pittsburgh. Once again, the final score, 6-3 Buccos. For Bob Walk and our entire FSN crew, Greg Brown saying thanks for watching. Stay tuned. The AGH Sports Medicine